I want to talk about one of the most legendary porno stars that's been in the game since the early 80s. We all know him for his famous cum shots, and we all know that he has a controversial baggage. We are talking about Peter North. And the reason why I brought him up is because I was watching a video on him where it was on mojo.com, not trying to promote any sites, just bringing up a point about they were talking to him about what would the greatest what was the best moment in porn, basically talking about his start in porno. And the thing that Peter North really gets me on is, a legendary porno actor. This is a guy who slept with some of the most famous porn stars that's in the game. Some are, from past and present. Everyone from Vanessa Del Rio to Ginger Lynn to Amber Lynn to Jenna Jameson, at her prime when she was really, really hot. And, Belladonna, Sasha Grey. I mean, just some of the newer and popular porn stars that are out there now. But the reason why I'm talking about him today is because I want to know, why is it that Peter North is still in denial about Matt Ramsey? For those who don't know what that's all about, Matt Ramsey was his gay porno name. I mean, a lot of people who are into porno who know about this. Peter North is still in denial about that, and I don't understand why he's still doing that. I mean, Peter North will continue to go on interviews and still get on TV or on YouTube or whatever web camera or whatever's going on in interviewing him. He still does the same thing. He talks about his porno background and getting into the business, but he never mentions Matt Ramsey. And you know something? I honestly believe, after looking at some of these interviews on him and his talking about his background, I personally believe that he doesn't want to admit that he actually did it for the money. I don't really think he's gay. I think he just was a dude he got into the business and did anything for money. Now, I could be wrong on this too. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I honestly believe it's almost like, like say you're an actor who's trying to get into the business and you do stuff to get recognized, and then all of a sudden you do it, but then you find out that, as the years go by, it catches up to you. I think this is the problem with Peter North, is that I think when he did his gay porno stuff, I think he just didn't realize that, what, people are going to ask those questions. I mean, I'm looking at some of the comments that are being said, and, it's a little bit, some people are saying that, what, he's just a homosexual who's in denial about his sexuality, and others believe that, what, regardless of what he did, some people are jealous because he made it even though he didn't have to work hard. All he did was fuck his way to the top. So, my thing still is, as much as I love Peter North, I grew up watching this dude. I seen his porno films back in the 80s, and, back when he was on VHS before DVD even came out. And, it's still the same thing. I think that Peter North needs, you would think in today's time Peter North wouldn't be doing this, but, with all the changes that are happening with homosexuals, especially, gay marriage, and, homosexuals are trying to fight for their rights to have equal rights, like the way a straight couple would get. But, I still believe that this man is not gay. I don't really believe he's gay. I think this guy just did everything for money. I think when you do stuff for money, you don't realize that, what, he took it to the extreme. He made a lot of money. There was a lot of demand after he did those gay porn films, and then he went to straight movies, and then he never looked back. You notice he never does it. You don't see him doing like gay porn, films again. Like, it wasn't like when John Holmes did it. He did it for drugs and money, and not realizing that he had AIDS while he was doing it. I think in Peter North's case, I think like a lot of dudes like him, they get into the porno business, they basically say, you know what, if gay porn is what people want, if I make more money there, I'll do it. I may not like it, but I'll do it. That's just his theory on it. But I personally believe that, he needs to stop being in denial, because I've seen some of his gay porn stuff, and that is him on the screen. This dude is ejaculating on himself, and there's scenes where he's taking it up the ass, but he don't suck no dick, and it's just like, Peter, cut it out, dog. We know that's you on the camera. We know that you're doing gay porn. So just tell the world that, what, I did it for the money. I did it to get it notarized, and a lot of, I wanted to go into straight porn. I got into it. There was a high demand for me, and now I'm in the business, and now I'm making money, and I don't have to look back. You got to stop going on TV and going on interviewers, leaving that part of the world out, because that's why you see comments like, oh, I noticed he forgets about Matt Ramsey, and I noticed that, he doesn't want to admit that he took it up the ass. So, stop doing that. Just, shut these people up. Tell the world that, what, I did it. I did it for the money. And something, I wasn't worried about, changes in America or anything like that. I just wanted to do it for the money. And I love Peter North's the whole cum shot thing that he does, that because that's his claim to fame. But something, I'm a fan, not really a fan of the whole gay porn thing, because if you saw this nonsense he was doing, he took it to the immediate extreme. It's almost like he's being raped for money. I just was like, I couldn't believe what this guy is doing. But my final comment is for Peter is that, something, I'm still a big fan of yours. I like your movies, but something, you gotta stop with the denial. You gotta stop going on interviews and pretending that Matt Ramsey never existed. I think people would respect you more, and something, your story is very interesting, because this guy went from being an unknown. He got into the gay porn business. Then he went to the straight porn business. He got involved with that problem with Tracy Lords, with her underage, the underage problem, where she pretended to be 18, but she was really 15. Regardless of what her age really was. But it was just the idea that this man led a very interesting life. And I always thought Christian Bale would play a perfect Peter North, like if they ever did his life story. But, I have to say to Peter that, what, love your pornos, dog. I've seen North Pole and all that stuff. I have many favorites of your movies, and something. But for the most part, this whole denial thing you're doing, it's a little outdated. And what you really need to do to show the fans that, you're not ashamed, just tell the world that, I did it at one time, and, I did it for the money, and I don't want to bring it up again. So let's move on, and, I hope you enjoy my movies. Because believe me, nobody is buying into the fact that, you aren't Matt Ramsey. People can prove it. So just admit it, say you did it. Now you're rich. What are you so afraid of? People can prove that's you. So, as it's a little disappointing that he's not honest, especially what's going on with the world. But, the only person you're in denial is yourself, Pete. So, think about it, dog, because you are a legend in the porno business, but you definitely need to cut this drama out about Matt Ramsey, because you were once a gay porn star. So face it and, deal with it and be a man about it. So, take care of yourself, Peter. I will continue to watch your movies, but for the most part, use your mind. It's your best weapon.